Hello, everybody. Welcome back to EU5 here with King Michael Austin Stratsimir, who is 51 years old now. It is 1373, the 6th of March. We have 53.17 ducats. We're making 15.43, 30 stability, plus 0.10 monthly, 949,000 pops, plus 471, 80 for legitimacy, 13 prestige, which should change, hopefully, with this offensive war we are fighting against the Byzantine Empire. We have truces that are expiring against Serbia and Wallachia in 1375. We could afford to get professional armies, 51 ducats, and, well, 0.202, sorry, and 26.05 stability. We do have a humiliate rival against Serbia that will expire in 1373. And we do have a number of unraised levies, but we're not going to raise the entire army. We do have, of course, still several rebels. We are trying to integrate South Oltenia, which is at 38%. It's expected to be done by 1399, so 26 more years. We are almost done with the commoners' insurgents. After that, I don't really know. The Mongolian, Moldovan, and Nogai patriots are all kind of up in the north. I'm not sure exactly where we will go. We are expanding dye farms in Turno, and we are building a bailiff in Strelcha, which is down here to try to get more control at less proximity for both Plovdiv and Serdets, as they're two of our larger cities. You can see our estates, 56%. With the nobility, 54% of the clergy, 50% of the burghers, and 44% of the peasantry. We do have 150 men in our royal army, which is commanded by Bogdan Stratsimir, and he is a 96 military commander. With the fact that we are not raising huge armies, we might give him command of the entire army, or potentially give some to the king as well, because he is a good military man himself at 86, and his son, Crown Prince Ivan Alexander, who is named for his father, so he'll be Ivan Alexander II, I would imagine, is now 15. So if he did fall in battle, right, we're not going to have much of a regency. It'll take it 2 weeks for us to raise our armies. Maybe get rid of the zealots here, and then the Bulgarian slave uprising. We are trying to improve opinion both with Muscovy and the Turks. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get anything from the Turks, obviously, because they are going to want to expand to the west and the north, and we obviously would not want that. But, if we could try to, have a little bit of an alternative history where it's like, hey, we don't need to kill each other, right? I don't think that's going to happen, but we could go for that. So I do like, how like the map looks now, where you can see different places, and really all we're trying to do is take territories that are part of. Well, we might take Adrianopolis. To be honest, we might take there. But for the most part, we're trying to take territory of provinces that we already command or control. Sorry, not command. That is our main goal. Because we clearly still have Bulgaria and West Montania and Ishmael that have not been integrated yet. So trying to integrate, conquer a bunch of places when we're not fully integrated already, you can make the cases of the brightest thing in the world. Strelcha, we don't actually need masonry or lumber, and then dyes, we also don't need lumber, so we're good there on the constructions. My winter break is kind of coming to an end here. As a teacher, we go back on January 5th. Today is January 1st. So, on the one hand, I'm kind of ready to go back to school, right? It's been a good break. I've really enjoyed it. I think it was what I needed, but at the same time, it's like, man, I don't want to go back to work just yet. We have rising inflation. Well, that sucks. There, we'll turn minting down, I guess. Wallachia might join a coalition against us. Okay. So let's see, we have 1,800 men here in the Royal Army, and we'll go down and start advancing on Constantinople. Well, not Constantinople, but on the Byzantine Empire. This, for some, calls itself the Bulgarian Fifth Army. We will give the king command of that. And it's going to have the bulk of the men, but they're all levies. Like, this is a smaller army, but it's by far the more professional one. They have no men. Damn, you have no men? Wow. Okay. I don't know that I saw that coming. I mean, I knew you were being occupied here by Albania. And Serbia's gross, right? Serbia's just gross. Not sure where the music went to. Livestock is unprofitable. Can we... There, we now have trade capacity. No, I thought we had music for a second. Stop. Oh, okay, well, that don't stop, I guess. There we go, now we have music again. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter if the army is fully operational because we have... See, I hate how that works, though. Like, I appreciate that not everybody wants the goods I have, but that supplies and prices and I do really, really appreciate that. I do. You know, we're just gonna go right for Adrianopolis. Oh, okay. No, we're not then. These guys will. Alright, the more professional army will go straight for them. Poland has asked us to help them with the first war of the Jochi succession in return. Oh, God. We have now researched affordable city rights, which gives us the following benefits. City rights cost negative 10%, founding town cost negative 10%. Establishing that the granting of city rights is only in the hands of our ruler will allow our administration to have a very clear overview of the state of our country. Who are we at war with now? Unhappiness among the merchants, conflict and protests with merchants over taxes, port duties, navy requisitions, trade laws, and customs policies are becoming quite frequent and are having counterproductive effects for our economy. Get rid of the troublemakers. We'll lose 10% of state satisfaction for the burghers, but that's fine. Who are we at war with? Oh, of course. Of course. Like... Well... So we are at war with the Golden Horde and Halych again. This is Albania, yep. You know, in EU4, I played as Albania a little bit. I also tried playing as Bosnia and, you know, these smaller places. I do like playing as the underdog. I can't deny. We still need a base in Smolen or employment. And Ishmael still needs a few people. Farmers Village and the Papermakers Guild are not making money. We might have to end up... I'm going to pause here because I'm going to try to find some more trades. But we may have to raise our entire army. I had planned on it, but then again, I had not planned on going to war against the Golden Horde and its allies and vassals. We are still missing dyes, which we're trying to expand the dye farm to try to deal with that, and wild game. Again, livestock, we have just a crazy amount of excess of 18.19. We also have a lot of horse. We have a lot of wool. We have a lot of grain. We have a lot of sturdy grains or wheat. Sorry, we have a lot of timber. We have a lot of cloth. You can see saffron, 6.69. Pretty good price, 4.12. Does anybody want that? Poland will. We could export 3.11 saffron from Tarnovo to Krakow, usually 3.11. Okay. Now, I think potentially the reason some of those trade routes get unprofitable, and it makes sense if I'm understanding correctly, which I don't know that I am, is right the profit, right? So the potential profit, obviously, of good lord, like livestock is not nearly as high as what saffron is. Now, again, we don't have much saffron though, so that kind of does become a problem. As we are still in the age of the Renaissance. Do I raise my entire army? I don't know, because like the problem of letting, because Albania down here is going to freaking occupy most of the Byzantine Empire if I don't, get some of this territory myself, as we now need 1,000 workers for our RGO and Ternam, right? So, and that is exactly why I actually went to war against the Byzantine Empire, because I knew with Albania wrecking them that they were going to kind of be wide open for me, right? So it's definitely a war of opportunity. So we have taken Bukalan, 24 days. If we see that we have taken Adrianopolis, which actually took far less time than I would have thought it would have. Cities and us sometimes take quite a while when it comes to our sieges. And I mean, they have dies. So, like, again, we need dies, although they may be in the Constantinopolis market, so that may not matter. You can see they need at least 234 guys. They don't have enough men. As we are 127 days away on the bailiff, which I always call the bailiff the sergeant tree. I don't know why I always get them confused, but I do. We're at 1.15% here on the Commodore's insurgents. At some point, I do think I probably will go for the professional army. I don't know if I'll do that right now, but because we're still close enough. Oh god, here comes 1,000 Albanians. They definitely would have enough men. Are we occupied it? Change it to, okay, because okay, so they're taking it. So we're gonna try to take it ourselves. They have the capital, but it's an Ottoman navy. And we are going to send a professional army up north. Because we don't really need them down here anymore. They have 5,200 men. I mean, to be fair, Poland really shouldn't need me either. The nobility insurgents are back. Really? Okay, so never mind, I was incorrect. Because we traded saffron for like a month at a good profit, and now it's like, forget that. No profit for you. Anna Stratsabir is 3. We don't know anything. Who is she? She is my niece. Great niece. We'll give her a diplomatic education. Well, even though we took it, they're given credit for it. Okay. Don't love that. I mean, they completely outnumber them right now. 5,300 men to 19,000. Like, yeah, they don't really need our help, but we are going to try to give them a little bit of help. But yeah, why in the hell? No, it's not what I said. Yeah, like, I don't understand. Why is it so... Trade route maintenance plus 0.05. Trade fairs age 1 plus 2.5%. I mean, I get that it like has to do with how much, it's selling for and all of that, but at the same time, so we're going to stay Kistedza. Those levies have already been raised. We could get exactly 100 men here. We get 17 men there. That's like an extra 200 men. Which isn't a lot, right? But again, so like nobody wants to buy livestock. Horses. Okay, Tbilisi, allegedly, right? 1.18. We can transfer 1.32 horses. We have, yeah, that's a lot. Fine. I mean, we'll try to take it on. I don't think it's going to work, but we will try to do it. And some of it obviously is the trade markets at the distance and all of that. I don't really want to take all of the Byzantine Empire, because again, I just kind of want nothing else of those 3 provinces. And then, I mean, that actually would be nice as well. As we're up to 22% war score, right? Because let's see, we've got, go to infrastructure, 14,000, 22,000, 31,000, 40,000, 45,000. I don't know, 60, not, not a crazy amount of people, but Oh, these 17 guys will come down here. And those guys will go there. Right? It's only like 50, 60, 70,000 people, I think. But that would put us over 1 million. And, that even though this would now be a province, we would have to integrate. And so it would be our third one. They are at least Orthodox Christians, right? So in theory, that makes it a little bit maybe easier to integrate them. All right, yeah, we're occupying Charopolis, so we are going to try to move north and try to actually help the Poles out of their war. This is going to be a very short war, the Byzantine Empire. Because again, I'm not actually trying to get a great deal of land. I'm trying to get some land, yes. I'm trying to, give ourselves a little bit more territory, try to not have them completely gobbled up by the Ottomans. But at the same time, as there's an Albanian navy here, there's about 2,000 men up there with the Golden Horde. So, that's kind of what I'm a little bit concerned about. But I wanted to Crown Prince Ivan Alexander Stratzimir has reached the age of 16 and he is a ruler son and heir to Bulgaria. We are throwing him a party that he could get to work. In September of 1373, they will not accept -50. Wow. That's kind of interesting that they are so adamant that they're not going to accept. I guess we will try to take Constantinople. And since that is going to take forever, we will also raise a large army up in Weiden, and we'll send them. And actually, we will almost double the size of the Royal Army up here with those two regiments once they get fully built up. We do have an unmarried adult heir, which we need to try to change. I have no idea how long this is going to take, right? Probably quite a while to take the capital. But and actually, you know what we're going to do? we are going to raise more men down here in the Southern Army as well. And we're going to try to take as many provinces as we can because the Albanians are doing that, which is smart, right? I'm not mad at them. So we are losing a little bit of progress there because Constantinople is now free, right? And none of these armies are going to be very big. Or none of these, regiments of levies, right? 363. It's not bad, actually. And they'll all march there. The Fourth Army has a lack of food, so we're going to be suffering desertion. We did get our other bailiff built, right? So we don't have any soldiers. You can see here does come a Golden Horde army, so I'm actually very, very happy that we have reinforced ourselves up in the north. And hopefully at some point, as the Albanian army looks like it's retreating a little bit, saffron is now run out of supply. Yeah, I know. So with the Albanian army leaving, Ishmael has fallen to the Golden Horde, which, is really not surprising. Who are these people? We need 225 men here. They have 23, so the king down here, the Fifth Army is leading the siege of Constantinople. Yeah, they do have 2,100 men, so I mean, Chile has fallen. They have taken 437 pops as slaves. In the Urigench, they've taken some of our people as slaves as well. Like, who do we got? 154 guys. Like, We are going to send another kind of detachment of men up. I'm trying to see. Yeah, because they have about 300 guys. And actually, we will raise our entire army. Because they are occupying our northern region. Thank you, Poland. Like, I appreciate the fact that you guys drew me into a war I was not in a position to fight. Appreciate it. You notice how I didn't pull you into this war? How is this war even for? For their succession. Like, it's not even a war. Morons. Yeah, I know our armies lack food. God dang it! The hell are you doing, Poland? Seriously. Well, okay, because you're fighting Bohemia too. Morons. You're right. You're right. You're right, Hungary. You know what you should do? They're already at war. Declare another war. You're right. That makes sense. Can I? Nope, negative 33. God damn it. I'm not even trying to claim this. Go kill them. $924 men. Like, we're negative 5% of the war score. And this is our professional army, though. They have higher morale. Why? Because they've been occupying places? We lost. Tarkai lost. They lost 539 men. We lost 118. No, okay, stop moving. Ishmael is starving. I mean, yeah, because it's occupied. Spread of usury. The acts of lending money and offering loans are permitted the Christian faith, making it unethical profit for loans to interest on the other hand is very much forbidden. As such, many Christian merchants, guilds, and royals have to rely on Jews and other money lenders who do not have to follow such rules. However, religious condemning does not stop profit-seeking merchant families from establishing money lending businesses. Usury is becoming more of a common sight, and where there's a possibility to benefit from their service, the clear wish to stop the spread of this unholy practice. We can gain 10% towards baking. Yeah. So we are in January of 1374. I still am having a hard time believing Poland's dumbass declared this war, and now Hungary decided to go to war against Bohemia. Yeah, these guys are going to turn around because there's a freaking 2,100 man Golden Horde army. Well, it's going to get reoccupied. Oh, wait, no, he told you because we took. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Why do they have higher morale? We're fighting in our homeland. $20, 3,800 against 2,100. Again, we had every modifier with the exception of morale on our side. Here in the Battle of Cosenza, which we do. Well, we killed the 4 guys from Hollich. We also win the Battle of Cosenza. They lose 687 men. We lost 358. So we should be able to push them back. Freaking Byzantine Empire still negative 31% war score. You know, we didn't occupy all of your territory. I get that, but damn, we have occupied a decent amount. Wait, what? Morons! Oh my god. I didn't tell them that. And I don't even know where those 2 guys came from either. Still negative 3% war score there. The Byzantine Empire refuses to accept the fact that it needs to surrender and lose land to us. Which would, like, I'm not going to really focus on. What the hell are you doing? I forgot I'd raised those guys there. They were just hanging out. We now have a unified army. Apologies for getting upset there. We do have 207 ducats, so like we are making a lot of money, which is good from this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's well on 0. Actually, you know what? We're gonna take this guy. Really? How long is it gonna take here? West Muntenia? 1397. 23 years. That's interesting. I mean, that is interesting to me, that for such a small piece of that province, it's going to take 23 years. But okay, I guess. Um, I don't know what the Ottoman Navy is just hanging out here for. Like, I would think you'd want to be at a port, right? We have one. I guess I didn't even realize we were fighting at Tulcha, but okay. I am going to keep my attention up here now. We are. What are we at? 949,000? Oh, that's right. Some of our people were taken into slavery. Ishmael is starving. Well, Serbia and Wallachia. Yeah, if they tried to attack me right now, I'd be in a lot of trouble. We have a little bit of unused trade capacity. Alexei Stratsabir, who is he? Our nephew, he is ability increases. Give him an administrative. Okay, so let's see here. Wow. Ivan Alexander, who's a 41, 36 to 65. So he's not great, and he looks kind of stoned. Wittenberg would give us. We have 4 options there. Maria Megalodon, but they're all Catholic, are they not? Yeah. Interesting. Well, that's right. Poland's no longer independent. And Hungary. Yeah. Wow. I mean, that is very true. He has 3 sons. Vasily is in an alliance. Okay, well, we already have an alliance with them. And she is 3. We want to wait 13 years to get him married? That seems risky. Brigette's is our strongest one. What is Maria? She is 41, 67, 36. She's high Alamaic. Okay. This place? Oh, Piedmont, okay. 68, 80, 73. 50 is even worse. Oh my god. Now she is the best. Elise von Hasseldorf. In Ravensburg. We would gain 4 prestige, they'll gain 7.45. Crown Prince Ivan Alexander Stratsabir with Elise von Hasseldorf has taken place, so now we will potentially expand the family. We're the 54th rate kingdom in the world at the moment. I really don't want any more lands from the Golden Horde, right? Like technically it would help us, but at the same time, can we? Nope, negative 38 now. Oh my god. They have, wow, they have almost as many men defending the capital as we do attacking them. We win the Battle of Sarada. We lost 275. They lost 843. They have 649 men remaining. It's now a positive 0% war score with the Golden Horde. So yeah, I don't know that we're actually ever going to be able to take, like, because Albania is not ending their war. And so if Albania, I don't know that we, like, what I'm trying to say is I don't know if it's one of those things where I could, like, go in and be like, hey, you know, take over Albania's, what they've sieged down, right? I don't know if it works like that in the game. I mean, what actually might end up happening, which is kind of crazy, is we might end up winning up here, getting in some kind of a peace settlement with them, and then sending that army back down to the south to try to take on the, enforce things with the Byzantine Empire. Like that might, which is insane to think about, right? But that might be what has to happen. Like the only good news, Tahina is successful. Those 151 men. It's not a large force, right? 151 guys, but it is going to help us. Yeah, and we continue to lose men. I mean, like, can we? I don't know if it's possible, like, to occupy a place that's been occupied by somebody else, right? And say, nope, we're going to take it. I don't think it works like that in the game, but what's also impressive or a little bit disconcerting to me is the fact that we're not gaining any war score, even though the war is dragging on with the Byzantine Empire, right? Who is this? Okay, yeah, we're not at war with them. Ooh, wow. King Ivan Alexander Stratzimir will now rule our glorious in the country. His Majesty's good leadership and skills and superior tactical knowledge will almost vanquish those that dare stand against us. I'm guessing we bring sad news. King Michael Osten Stratzimir has died at the age of 52, and he was king of the Kingdom of Bulgaria. His late majesty died while marching an army through Charopolis. Our religious minorities will mourn the passing of someone of his great tolerant nature. Well, why is he not the second? right? So he should be the second, King Ivan Alexander II, because this was King Ivan Alexander, and that was his grandfather. So, died 9 years ago. So he should be the second, but whatever. If we join a foreign order of chivalry, the Kingdom of Hungary, the Order of St. George, Kingdom of Hungary will gain 30 opinion of us. King Ivan Alexander Stratsimir's joined the Order of St. George of Hungary. The following effects apply to a monthly prestige plus 0.03, military ability plus 15, diplomatic reputation plus 1. Is it a chivalric order? Yes. So you can see he is now a member of St. George. You can see we're 12 months until we get a ruler's trade from him. I am not actually going to give him command of the army because, while we have other family members that I think the dynasty would continue, I don't know. So we're actually pulling our army out of Constantinople and the Byzantine region because we have a serious lack of food. Wave of obscurantism. Recently, researchers in our kingdom have published several works with theoretical theses that could prove destabilizing and widely disseminated. We could opt for the easy path of obscurantism and suppress this knowledge, but peace of mind is really worth staying in the way of progress. Ignorance is bliss. We would gain 2.5 stability. Well, I'll take the stability. And so again, like with this army here, I'm actually accepting the fact that we're going to lose a siege there, but because we don't have the ability to really do anything. Can we train a general? 6. What is our 6 military power? Army tradition. Do we have... Oh, that's right. Like, we had so many freaking Ivan. Bogdan's already in command of an army. This guy's busy. What's this dude? He's our first cousin. Okay, infantry power plus 10%. Yep. All right. So we have a new general down there. We didn't have to recruit one. Where are these guys going? Terrible. I mean, technically, according to this, there should be a battle there. Because we're going to get there on the 17th of May, and we're going they get there on the 17th, and we get there on the 18th. So they are definitely moving faster than we are. Nope, nope, nope. There. He's now got his 5th Army in Plovdiv. Hopefully that will allow us to, where in that... Can we catch up to these people? They're just racing around. Okay, thank you. We do have 246 ducats, 34 stability, because 25, 45. Oh, God. Wait. Oh, no. Little dudes. Run away. I mean, to be honest, that's an Albanian army. To be honest, I am going to move both my other army up north and do what I said about, as we have 1.16. And decide to say, okay, well, if you're not going to ever surrender, right, then we're just going to come up here and try to end this war, which Poland just does not seem to actually be an active participant in. Seriously? We are down to just 3 rebels, so that's nice. Or 3 rebel groups. The first war of the Jochi succession. Like, kill them. The terrain is to their benefit. We have more morale, better quality, stronger army, and our commander's a lot better. The Battle of Igorlik. We have the center. Let's see, different infantries, cavalry. Dear God, can we take them out, please? Die! Man, we're going to lose. We're going to lose this battle where we had every damn modifier. Yep, we lost. Every modifier but terrain was in our favor. Everyone. Everyone. Morale, quality, numbers, commander. And we lost. That is amazing. I appreciate it. But everything was in our favor. Everything. Except for that. And we lost. I understand train matters, right? And I get that. And and we even had men at arms. We have a professional army there. $46 ducats and 25 stability. Well, based on the fact that we just got wrecked, 69.57% of our institutions, armies have, what does this even do? Armies have existed since war was invented many thousands of years ago. However, their form has changed over the centuries, and different types of recruitment or organization have developed in different cultures and periods. In the late Middle Ages, armies in a wide range of societies relied on levies based on the structures of feudal society, with knights and footmen forming a corps that was levied seasonally. In some regions, however, states were powerful enough to finance standing armies with professional soldiers who would be available for duty throughout the year. The system was also developed in Europe after the outbreak of the Hundred Years' War, being one of the main changes that promoted military revolution in the early modern age. Increasing the size and quality of professional armies while finding new sources of revenue to finance them soon became one of the main challenges for rulers around the world. Yeah, okay, great. We embraced an institution. Well, what does that give me? Better tradition, I guess, right? Okay. Doesn't give us any more men. I don't want to train a general. Who is this? Serbia? What the hell is Serbia doing? Oh my god, they're at war with them too. Okay. Turnovo. Support the noble arts. Okay. We lose 7 stability if we fail. Our sophisticated elites crave more art to admire above all else. I can support that. I can support that. So what I'm actually gonna do, which I kind of hate, is we're gonna fall back to Chilia. Because this army here, despite every advantage, decided to get its ass kicked. We're going to recruit another regiment of footmen. Heresy and Zagori. Man, this episode. Our newly appointed Metropolitan of Zagaria has uncovered a horrifying local heresy. He claims that the sect is denouncing the Trinity, the divinity of Christ, and the ecclesiastical hierarchy. The Metropolitan has asked us to help him in this time of need, as he would require many more resources to root out this heresy, which is widespread among high as well as low. The case seems very clear, except it seems that the sect has some supporters even in Tarnovo. Can we really afford to lose the support of these men and women, and are they really as heretic as the Metropolitan claims? The clear will gain 5%. Yeah, heretics must burn. So this episode is actually not got as well as I would have thought. The Byzantines refused to surrender as an inch. They would be too fractured. Yeah, even that they don't want to do. Okay. Well, these idiots got their butts whooped up here. So yeah, I am trying now. Granted, it's a smaller army that we're facing, but we have 18 days remaining. So what we're trying to do is just hang out here in Achilia, prevent them from crossing, taking more land. Get, hopefully, these footmen. They'll come up here, give us an extra. Professional element to the army. Hopefully, at that point, as we're up to almost 950,000 people, we'll be able to, drive out the Golden Horde. Yeah, again, they have no men simply because of the fact that they had to go fight Bohemia. Because Hungary decided, well, Poland was already at war, it'd be a good time to go fight another war. I mean, we're seeing the cost of fighting a war on two fronts. And, I mean, we occupied all of Byzantium, but with the exception of the capital, and the freaking Albanians won't peace out either, so that's hurting us. The nobility somehow has insurgents, even though they're freaking 62% happy, gaining happiness. Because that makes sense. We're bleeding manpower. I do love the way that guy looks, though. Why are we negative 7%? Poland must just be getting destroyed over here. I want to wait until we could drive them back and at least like get a white peace with this war, right? I do love the fact that like these are real people in the game who are dying, right? They're not just like random manpower like in EU4. I think that's cool. I actually appreciate the fact that we lost the battle. I mean, I would have rather not lose the battle, of course, but at the same time, I think it's more realistic, right? Even though I'm a little confused as to how, with all the advantages I had, we still managed to lose. But wait. Okay, yep. So we have 3 professional regiments. We have 5,300 men, 3 professional regiments. Obviously, that does bring our income down. we're going to need to find ways to continue to be able to get more and more, manpower. As we have 13 and 16, yeah, we just lost 37 more. So yeah, we don't have a lot of, reserves to fill in for the men we lost. But we do have another 132. And my hope is this combined army. We'll go to Ishmael. Maybe let them. We'll move them over here. Because while I am going to try to kind of pincer them a little bit, I don't want to be in the same province, right? Because it might be too many men. All right, so before they get away, we'll send all of our troops in here. They're down to 915 men remaining. We've got 5,200, which is just my army. So Poland has no men. Yeah, it's basically my army. That's what's left. As we are taking on them, they lost 437 men, we lost 73. Wait, is the Teutonic Order at war with Poland now too? Okay, no, they're the anti-Bohemian coalition. Okay, so maybe, but why are we at negative 7%? The Fender ticking. Town demands a seat in Sinclair. The town of Shredets has grown rich and prosperous, and the people there are disappointed they have not been chosen as the seat of the current Sinclair. The representatives of Shredets demand compensation and a guarantee for us securing their interests for the future. Burgers gain 10% of state satisfaction, 25% support. That's fine. I probably could be building stuff, but I'm also happy to not be doing much right now during the war. I'm a little confused as to how, despite the fact we've lost one battle, they have 500. I feel like they should have less men than that, but whatever. We did take Tahina back. Where is there? Okay. Yeah, that is it. Droshky is the provincial capital there. I am trying to get to 1375 as well. I know this episode's probably gone for far too long. Yeah, we are gaining one man now. for our manpower, so that part's good. I'm separating our two armies a little bit. That is probably a stupid decision, but I do think it's one we can probably afford a little bit. I'm going to try to bring them back together, right? I wish I could take Byzantium, right? And that they would finally accept the fact that they're going to lose. I know it says that they would get too fractured, and I can appreciate that. The burghers of Ishmael, we lose 5% support, but that's fine. Like, I mean, I'm not happy about it, don't get me wrong, but why is that place not getting occupied? But, okay. Wait, did the war score just get worse? We occupied more of their territory and we lost worse score? I think that's what happened. I actually think that's what happened. Yeah, we're occupying their lands and we're not getting anything. All right, we've got 2,800 men. They've got 200. Well, less than 200. And I mean, okay, we have less than 2,800 too, but How is this not changing? They have 300 guys left. And somehow what is this? We've won the majority of the battles. We have no occupied provinces. They are occupied now. And yet the war score continues to go against us. Which is kind of interesting, but okay. Anyway, now that we are about it at 1375, I will let the episode end. I don't know what we're going to do about Byzantium, to be honest. Like, the Albanians refuse to make peace with them, probably because Byzantium says the same thing they're telling me, that they're not going to surrender ever. And dear God, we just lost more war score somehow. We occupied more of Halych and we lost war score. That makes sense. Like, I understand Poland. We have a son. Okay, so we can give them a different first name. Michael Ossen. I don't know why it's so obsessed with Michael Ossen. Georgie sounds weird. Nicola, there we go. Okay, that's my army. I was like, wait, 2,300 men. No, but that's my army. Yep, so we just took a bunch more places. Doesn't matter. Um, oh, it's a town. That's why. Okay. 290 men. Like, how many men do they even have left? 374. The Singlet agrees. A new architect, Bernard Matev, appears. Our sophisticated lead scribbler are to admire above all else. If we employ more artists, we should surely make them happy. 33% possible outcome. We take another place. We lost nobody. They lost all 292 men. Yeah, they have 81 guys left. 81 men left. They are being occupied all over the place. And we're still losing somehow. We're still losing the war, though. Because that makes sense. But we do have a son. At some point, you would think they would say, hey, you're occupying too much of our territory. You're defeating too many of our armies, but that doesn't seem to be a thing. Now, our building projects were finally able to end these wars. Yep. Take land, lose war score. That makes sense. Like, just... Why? Defender taking. What the hell does that mean? Defender taking. You can defend your tick all you want. You're losing. You have no men. You're the one being occupied. And... Okay. Okay. I'm just kind of coming up. We'll take Utstra. Right. We needed to end that war. Maybe it's because we're not actually occupying lands in the Golden Horde. Maybe that's why they don't care. Which is weird because, they're allies, but I guess I could see that. Well, that is where we'll wrap up today's episode. As we can get a little bit of men from Utstra, I think. Or Nis, actually, has 14 men for us. But yeah, like I said, we're going to try to see if we can't win the war here for the the Poles, because they're giving us absolutely nothing. Oh, they have 97 men now. We are up to almost 300 ducats, which is the most money we've ever made. That's right, we got 6,400 men for Mustra, so we are up to 958,000 people. Still not, we were up a little over 1 million at the start of the Black Death, but 43% on South Olitania, almost 10%. Actually, that didn't really seem to do anything, which is amazing. Like, you guys are getting occupied everywhere. And defender ticket, right? You're not occupying any fruit of the Constantinople's market. Byzantium now until 1378. Technically, Serbia and Wallachia, our truces are about to expire. We did embrace a professional army. We do have a third of a 33% chance of getting an architect in. We do have our third ruler now. Don't know why he's not called the second, because he is the second guy of his name, but, you know, whatever. We lost more freaking war score. Dear God, we've won all but one battle that we have fought. We've taken a lot of land, and somehow, despite the fact that this is all... Wait. Okay, so no, wait, that's us, yeah. I was just like, wait a minute. Oh my God, we actually gained war score. They have 91 men remaining. We will still fail an assault. I know I keep saying I'm going to end the episode, but I want to take this dang town. Or fort, whatever it is. Because, like, the war score is 2.54. But it's not going to change it by 2.54. Didn't change it by anything. So when we get to Bay, we'll stop, right? When the war is eventually over, we'll be able to build and have money to do several building projects, or at least a couple at a time. I don't know when that's going to be, but it started in 1373. It's now 1375. The war with Byzantium was fairly short. The reformation of the army. Plans are currently being made for vital reform of our army. New tactics, weapons, and commands are some of the areas being discussed. Quality. 2 towards quality, yep. All right, everyone. Well, that is where we will wrap up the episode, where we have lost war score again. Because reasons. Where's their capital? Is this it? Kursk. Nope. Sarai. Okay. I don't know that we want to march all the way. 46 guys. Where did they just get? It's okay. Poland, Poland still has 78 men. Like, they have 15% enthusiasm. So, Bavaria. Oh, down here. Okay. Uh, yeah, they don't have enough men to siege them down. Okay. So the good news is we are now 21 years away from South Oletania, 22 years away from West Butenia. So we're getting progress there. We're occupying more and more of the enemy territory, although we're not really getting anything in return for that. We have a lot of people. We do have an artist. We have a third king, and he has a son, so the dynasty should be safe. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Sorry it took so long, and Happy New Year.